It usually takes 1 to 2 years for a manufacturer to make a concept into an actual production sample. But in the case of R18, BMW begged to differ. BMW showcased this concept back in March at Concorso d'Eleganza in Italy, and they already started taking pre-orders for the bike. It seems that they just skipped all the development work, unless the concept shown was already roadworthy. With the R18, BMW is looking to increase their presence in the American motorcycle market. Out of the 165,000 bikes that BMW sold last year, only 14,000 of those were sold in the United States. And according to the BMW, the best way to capture the American buyers is by going into the cruiser segment, which is now being dominated by Harley Davidson, who sold 130,000 units in their home country. If BMW is able to grab at least 10% of that market share, it will literally double their sales numbers. The R18 is a beautiful machine. It has all the characteristics of an American bobber. Although you certainly won't mistake it for another Harley because of that gargantuan 1800cc boxer twin with push rods. This is a brand new engine built from ground up just for the R18. This engine was first shown in Japan at the Moon Ice Yokohama Hot Rod Custom Show in a bike called Departed, which was built by Custom Work Zone. The next appearance was in the Revival Cycles Birdcage, a titanium-framed custom bike shown at the Handbuilt Show in Austin, Texas. Now looking back at those shows, it seems that those were promotional events for this engine, and also might be a part of the development process. Like every other cruiser, in the R18, the engine is the center of attraction. Being a boxer twin, this 1800cc unit is unusually wide. The minimalist look of the bike helps to further accentuate that wide look of the engine. The new pushrod system is not just a throwback, but also prevents the engine from becoming too wide as it removes the camshaft from the cylinder heads. The concept engine shown was fed by 2 Solex carburetors. But when the engine makes it into production, it will be fuel injected. According to Mr. Carl Victor Scala, the head of engineering at BMW Motorrad, the injector nozzles will be placed on the cylinder heads in order to keep the induction noise to a minimum to comply with the Euro 5 emission rules. But it's still a port injection with the injectors placed much closer to the valves. As in the traditional BMW fashion, the power will be supplied to the rear wheel through a drive shaft. The hardtail looking frame on the concept looks much closer to production. Just like in the Harleys and Triumphs, with the shock tucked inside, this hardtail looking frame gives the bike a clean and simple look. It kinda feels weird when you think that the most anticipated cruiser of next year is from BMW. Now all they have to do is to price this thing properly. Specifically, if they are able to pit this thing against Harley's Street Bob, I think that BMW has a winner in their hands. The details about the bike is still really scarce. But considering the fact that BMW has already started taking deposits for the R18, it won't be that late before we catch a glimpse of an actual production model.